Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Reach Your Happy with Laura. Today I'm going to be talking about why it's important to have those oh shit moments, those moments of why the heck am I experiencing this? Why me? Feeling like you made the wrong choice, feeling like you coulda, woulda, shoulda done something differently. Because I know we all experience that. We have moments in our life, periods in our life where things are feeling really good to us, and then we blow up at our partner, or we flip out on someone we work with, or we act in a way that is discordant with who we know ourselves to be. Like if you're a mother, losing it on your child, and afterwards you're like, oh, I really didn't like that. I came to this realization today, and I'm going to do my very best to communicate it in the way that I received it, and I believe that it will land with you in whatever way it needs to right now. And with any of my content, I do suggest, if you're looking for more content, to go back to maybe ask a question like, what do I need to hear today? Or what would be most relevant? Or I'm feeling kind of ... and I want to feel more clarity. Scroll through. You can, if you're on my Instagram, I'm not posting a ton to Facebook, but scroll through my Instagram or my YouTube and trust where you feel guided. Trust which video you feel called to, because it will have answers for you. So this video you may need to replay back at another time, but I still think you're gonna get this. So having those oh shit moments, what it helps do, well, first of all, it clarifies for you that this isn't how I want to be behaving in the world. It doesn't feel like the best version of myself. It doesn't feel like the person I want to be out in the world, communicating with others. I feel like there was a better way for me to approach that subject, and instead I went down kind of my lowest path, which was making an argument happen or being rude or judgmental, whatever it may be. So, pausing for a dramatic effect. The reason we have those moments of discomfort is, yes, to gain clarity, but more importantly, those moments where you are not acting in a way that you really want to be acting, it provides you insight to a deeper layer of your being. And what I mean by that is it exposes some sort of belief you have running through your system, running through your mind, therefore your body, your emotions, everything, your frequency, your vibration, what you put out in the world, and therefore what comes back to you. So when you act in a way that you dislike, take it, well, first you can identify that's not how I want to be in the world. And then you can say, okay, what belief, like what button was pressed here? Because there was something that already existed, because I've talked about it before, that buttons already exist. And situations in life don't, of course, we have traumatic moments, and that can make a button even bigger and more sensitive. But when we react in ways that we don't want to react, it's because there's a button there already, and there is a belief tied to that button, tied to that trigger. So when you flip out, you are getting an incredible opportunity to look at what that trigger is telling you. What information is here for me? That is why we aren't perfect. We aren't just seamlessly moving through life, because we didn't come into physical bodies to just like wham bam, all right, I got this, let's just move along from 0 to whatever age that you die at and just have an easy, free flowing, no problem experience. We came here to evolve. So in order to evolve, we really need a problem to find a solution to. And it just so happens, as humans, we have a billion of them. You know, once you solve one problem, once you realize some solution, you identify a belief that doesn't serve you, you are on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So that's why when people ask me, how long is this going to take? I have, new clients coming in and they're like, okay, I really enjoyed this. How many more sessions do you think this will take? And I honestly can't say. For some people, they come once and that's it for them. For other people, they need to come every other week, every month. Everyone's process looks different, but what I do remind people of is that we are on an ongoing project. Never done, never quite finished, not in this like, okay, I can put it on the shelf, I can put myself on the shelf and just be done with life. If you're older, you understand this a little bit more than younger generations do, that you evolve and you get to a certain place and maybe you are more settled for a little bit longer, but then there's something else, that some desire of yours, some problem that needs a solution arises yet again. So to think about every time you have a problem, every time you react strongly, and you can go, oh, this is good news. Imagine what that could shift for you. So yesterday, a wild day indeed, I spent some time with my niece, and we had the intention of getting our nails done and doing some birthday shopping for her mom. And we walked by the ear piercing place, and we had talked about it before that she wanted me to go with her. And so I was like, oh, look, ear piercing. And she's like, let's do it. And I was like, okay, I'll call mom. And she was like, wait, what? Are you serious? And so she started to get excited. She said, I'm nervous, I'm excited, I'm all of these feelings. But she's like, I think I just have to pee. And I was like, all right. So we go to the bathroom, we work it out with her mom. We end up going to a piercing place with her dad. And before that all happened, there was this back and forth. Is this a good idea? Is this good timing? All of that. And we're in the car and she's in the back seat like, I don't feel like this is going to happen. This, I don't think this is going to happen now. And I was like, what makes you say that? She's like, I don't know. There's just this back and forth. And I just feel like it's not going to happen. And I didn't push on it. I just said, okay, thank you for sharing how you feel. But in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, she's trying to prepare herself for worst case scenario. At 8 years old, we already are doing that. Prepare for the worst case scenario, because if anything else happens, fantastic. So, I lost my train of thought. There, at one point during the day, there was a situation where her and I were talking, and she's like, oh, I feel like that's really bad. I feel like, because bad, good is very, they're very black and white. I feel like that's bad, that ... And I said, interesting, okay, yeah, maybe it is bad. Or maybe we're not seeing the big picture, and what feels like it's really bad is actually just a stepping stone to something else and something else, because we never really know the whole picture of our entire lives, because there's so much more life to live. So what seems like when you have the blinders on and you're looking at one specific situation, this feels bad, this must be bad, doesn't allow you to look beyond it and before it and say, wait a second, this is a moment that's helping me clarify. It's clarifying what I want, where my focus is, where her belief is. She has this practice of going to that place to say, I'm going to protect myself and just say it's not happening. Because if it does, then yes. And if it doesn't, then, right? So just witnessing people in their belief systems, it's incredible. And it's so much easier to witness another person. But in order to do that, we do have to have a certain level of calm in ourselves, but there is never a better time to be an observer when someone's going through something hard, because it takes you out of your bullshit real quick, doesn't it? It's like, right, someone is having this contrasting, this discomfort, this discord, this tension, and it helps you see yourself different potentially, but definitely the other person. Like, interesting, I see that this feels like a problem for her. Another example, we were at the nail salon and Brad had texted me, that's my fiance, hey, how are you girls doing? And I gave Elle the phone because she likes to text, and I was like, have a conversation with him. So she was talking to him, and he had asked to see her nail, so she was trying to take a picture, and she's like, oh, it's shadowed, like, I can't, Auntie, can you just take it? And I said, you can do it, just be patient and maybe try adjusting, move your hand, move the camera, you're gonna find a solution. And then she was like, oh, got it. And I was like, there we go. And again, it's like, what belief system is running through her mind? Oh, I just can't, I'll hand it off, right? It's like just this kind of knee-jerk reaction to just go, here you go, someone else do it. And it's really easy for me to observe the kids, my clients, because I understand that every person is a mirror. It's a reflection of me. When I am trying to do something quickly and I'm excited about it, but I'm almost like too excited, I go, here, Brad, fix it. Can you do it? I'm trying to undo the smoothie cup in the middle of a workout set, you know, like I have a 2-minute break, say, and I'm like, I can't do it, ugh, and I throw it. I was kind of watching her do that and realize I do that too. How often could I be just checking in and saying, hold on, be a little more patient with yourself. Hold on, I can figure this out. So then we move on to the next thing, and we're at a little cafe, and we were gonna share a dish, and we go up to the register, and Elle, my niece, had asked me, like, can I get this, can I get that? And I said, yep. And then the lady said, this really sweet, older Italian woman, she's like, what can I get you ladies? And I pointed down to Elle, and I said, go ahead, order what you like. And Elle was like, no. And I said, I believe in you, you got this. So she kind of puffed up her chest. She said it loud and proud. She had a nice exchange with the woman. I was like, again, how often are we just like reacting and saying, no, I'm gonna hand it. This is bad, right? This situation that I'm experiencing, maybe in a car accident, you're like, this is so bad. Well, yeah, that moment sucks, sure, but it isn't bad or good. Actually, everything is quite neutral because everything has the potential to shift into something, right? There are the polarities. There is good, bad, and everything in between. There is depression and pure bliss and everything in between. And what is most important is our awareness that there is a scale, that there is these two polarities, and you cannot have one thing without the other. Elle can't witness bad without knowing what good is. So back to our belief systems, it is the most freeing thing to have a problem, and instead of going into panic mode, reminding yourself, I am safe, I am capable. But this is a practice that we can't expect ourselves to turn that on at any moment. And martial arts really taught me that, because we do stress tests, and Brad and I were training yesterday, and it was kind of like surprise attack day. We were wearing hoodies so we could be grabbed by the hood, we could be shoved. We have fake weapons that we use, so it could be an attacker comes from, the side and has a bladed weapon in their hand. So the stress of like, okay, this is a problem, this is uncomfortable, I'm going to have to respond in the most appropriate manner that I can right now. And so we go back and forth. We're doing it for 45 minutes or so, and the stress starts to mount, and we're getting more intense. We're taking it up a notch every round that we're doing it. And so your ability to respond changes, but with enough safe practice, which is, you in your car having a temper tantrum and being like, oh my gosh, this sucks so bad, being like, hey, remember? Every problem has a solution. And the whole reason I have problems is to help me identify beliefs that I'm holding that's emitting a frequency to the rest of the universe that's drawing it back to me, because the law of physics say that energy attracts like energy. So when you have a problem, you are getting it's like this opening happens. It's like, you know, your life is like real tight like this, and then a problem happens and it's like, whew, this opening happens, and it's like, ooh, okay, this is a wonderful chance for me to identify, what thoughts am I thinking? Am I feeling unworthy? Do I feel unheard, uncared for? And then I could get into what you do from there, but that's more a one-on-one thing. This is like a higher level. You can apply this to your life today, just starting this practice of becoming aware. This is bad. Well, on the same scale, there is good. And my awareness of both is what is key here. So it's asking ourselves to be more a witness and quitting the victim mentality. I was going like this, quitting the victim mentality. Like, this is happening to me. It's happening for you so that you can evolve, so that you can identify things that you're thinking, putting out into the universe, and getting back evidence of. So if you're in a really crummy place, I bet your thoughts are pretty crummy. I bet your relationships are feeling pretty crummy. You're probably feeling crummy in your body, right? That shit just sprinkles on everything. And I feel for you, because that's a really tough place to be. But it's not fair to take it out on yourself or tell yourself, I'm doing something wrong. You're not doing something wrong. You're having a very human, natural experience. Just like a baby learning to walk. Excuse me. A baby learning to walk. It's chaotic. Everything is dangerous, and they don't even know the dangers of the coffee table. They don't know the dangers of the staircase. They don't know the dangers. And you can look at this and go, oh, this is so bad, but you know the bigger picture. But in our own lives, we don't always get to see the bigger picture. But I promise you that this all is orchestrated in such a beautiful and divine way that your problems are there on purpose. And that if you can start to shift that in your mind, that my problems are not bad, but instead they are natural and actually imperative to my growth, to my transformation, to my healing, the world is your oyster. Everything opens up. Often when we get to this level of awareness, we want to get it done real quick. So that's where I'm going to remind you that there's divine timing to all of it. All of it. And you won't know it until you're maybe halfway through your learning experience, or at the end of it, or 3 years later. You just never know when the aha will come, but it's holding the knowing that it's going to come, that I'm going to have clarity from this, that this shit job that I'm working, that I'm so done with, is helping me to identify what I want. It's helping me identify limiting beliefs that I have, that I want to work through. It's helping me to be more aware of myself, which then allows me to be more loving, compassionate for other people. Because when we have awareness of ourselves, and we can hold ourselves in a loving space when you're going through it and you're having a big problem and you aren't at that point of finding that solution quite yet, coming to the solution rather. It's not really a search for the solution. It's like, how can I let this solution in? Who do I feel inspired to call? What do I feel inspired to do? A walk. Make brownies. You got to trust the impulse. That's my highest message for you. I'm sorry, I just got distracted. I have skylights in my house, and I've never seen this before. Across, like directly in my line of vision, is the two skylights have created a heart shape, and it's just beautiful. And that's my message from my mom. So love you. Thank you. So let people in your life be mirrors for you. You know, I had so much compassion for my niece when she was like, oh, this isn't gonna happen. I'm not getting my ears pierced today, you know? She got so high, so excited, and then I was like, you know, but we got to it. I held the knowing, we're doing this today. If it's in the highest good, and I said a little prayer with her. I said, you know, when I'm feeling this anxiety, this discomfort, I say a little prayer. I say, angels, God, team, whoever's upstairs watching over me, I ask that if this situation, in this example, the ear piercing is for the highest good of all, I ask that I be protected and cared for all the way through, not just in the piercing, but in the healing process as well. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for protecting me. And so it is. Amen. And she just went, okay. I was like, do you want to talk more? And she's like, no, I just want quiet. I'm like, you got it. I just kept on driving and just had quiet. So ask for guidance. Ask for support. And maybe you don't believe in some God, universe, or the law of physics. Asking for the best version of yourself to step in, because you know, you're not always in your best version, right? You're not always like, yeah, oh, life is good, love you, here you go ahead. Oh, can I buy that coffee for you, right? You're not always there. That's okay. But there is a version of you that is always accessible. So ask for the support. And I go up here because I just think of like my highest self hanging out at the very top of my head for whatever reason. So like I was saying, let people be information. Let them be a guide. Let them be a way for you to soften with yourself, because I have been in that situation before where I was so excited about something and then really afraid it wasn't going to work out. And then it did work out. So I can watch my niece I can watch her in that same experience and have compassion, because I know what that's like, and I know that sometimes stuff doesn't work out. Sometimes it isn't for the highest good and it doesn't unfold, and whatever is for you makes its way to you. Whatever is for you is going to make its way to you. The answers, the solutions, everything that your heart desires, you will receive. And it probably isn't going to be in the way that you think it's going to come about. So don't attach to some image, some outcome. With all this like manifestation stuff that's just everywhere now. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like visualize. And it's like, yes, but also trust. Trust that I may not even be able to see the outrageous, incredible abundance or love or connection that's possible for me. Maybe I don't have mental access to that, because oftentimes we can't picture something we haven't seen before. That's really hard, and I don't have a great imagination, so that's especially hard for me, and I know that. So this idea of visualizing just like never really sat well with me. So you don't have to do that. It's relying on life to show you, and remembering that what you're experiencing now, it's not the finished point. You're never going to be finished. You're always going to be moving towards some other point. And when you're in a big problem, this is kind of annoying to hear. And I'm not in a problem right now, so easy for me to talk about. That's why I can talk about it, because I'm not experiencing this right now. But I know I'm gonna have something's gonna arise. I know that. I'm planning a wedding in a very short amount of time. It's 5 weeks away, and I decided 4 weeks ago, not even. So, all right, there's gonna be stuff, but practicing this, listening to this for myself, reminding myself that every problem is helping me to identify some belief that I have, that in order to get to the solution, I need to shift, and I can do that. What a gift. How beautifully orchestrated this universe is, that is supportive of me and my personal evolution, and that I can then give this gift to other people, that I can then be there for others, to hold space for them in their problems, in the knowing that all is going to be all right. And who you become on your way to the next goal, to the next manifestation, to the next solution, that is what we're in it for. So yes, we want the house. Yes, we want the lover. Yes, we want the body, the shift in our relationship, the shift in our, whatever, our mindset, whatever it is, our bank account. Yes, we want that, and you cannot skip steps. We are humans. We have to go through. Think about the evolutionary process if you believe that exists. Think about it. That took bajillion years for us to be doing this. So give yourself some grace that it's going to take some time for you to shift into who you currently are, into who you're becoming. And whatever amount of time that takes, guess what? It's just right. Alrighty, I love you. Thank you for tuning in. And if you have any questions, let me know, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.